This is the story of Daniela, who lives in Powder Springs, Georgia, a quiet community just 30 minutes from Atlanta. In the early morning hours of January 14th, 2013, Cobb County Emergency Dispatch received a 911 call.
Cobb County 911.
Hey, I'm at my ex-girlfriend's house, and I hear my baby crying in there, but I've been trying to call her or whatever. She hasn't come open the door.
Does she have any medical problems?
Not that I know of. I'm sorry, I'm just really, kind of nervous, a little shaken up right now.
This call is going to be the lead to the most idiotic killer who thinks he's a genius. Sit and relax as we go through this story. Welcome back to Criminal Minds. Don't forget to subscribe. Officers from the Powder Springs Police Department arrived on the scene and found the 911 caller, Joshua Gibson, standing near the front door of the home. Joshua was attempting to make contact with his child and his child's mother, Danielle Marshall. He told police that Danielle lived with her mother, Gloria, but Gloria was at work, and he could hear his baby crying inside the house. The front door was locked, so they checked the windows. They were secure. So officers jumped the backyard fence and made entry through the slightly rear door. A child crawled out of the bedroom, crying and reaching up to one of the officers. Against officers' commands to stay at the front of the home, Joshua came around to the back door. The police handcuffed him and placed him in the back of a patrol car, while other officers continued the search of the residence. In the kitchen, they found a female lying on the floor, in the fetal position with a pool of blood surrounding her head and chest. An officer checked for a pulse, but there was none, and she was declared dead. The woman appeared to have suffered a gunshot wound to the head and had been beaten or pistol-hipped. A neighbor approached officers stating that she was friends with the homeowner, Gloria. The woman made a call to Gloria, requesting that she come home immediately. After Gloria spoke with the officers on the phone, they released the child to the neighbor. Back inside the house, police located an identification card and determined the victim was Danielle Marshall. Officers secured the scene, and detectives arrived to investigate the incident. The medical examiner estimated the time of death between 11 p.m. and midnight, roughly an hour and a half before the 911 call. Detectives did not see an exit wound on the victim. However, there was a bullet hole in a cabinet. They determined that the killer fired at least 2 shots. There were no shell casings, leading them to believe that the shooter used a revolver. Investigators and crime scene technicians collected electronic devices for further processing. As they continued working the scene, Danielle's mother, Gloria, rushed home early from her night shift. Gloria said that the police came up to her and told her there was a deceased woman in the house. She said, "Well, who is it?" Her mind wouldn't let her believe it was her daughter. The police told her that the victim was her daughter. She said it took a long time to register and that you wouldn't expect a vibrant 23-year-old to be dead. Gloria spoke with a detective. She said it was a normal night and that she left for work around 9 p.m. The home wasn't burglarized and there were no signs of forced entry. So, investigators believe Danielle knew her killer. While Gloria stayed at the neighbor's house, police transported Joshua Gibson to the Powder Springs Police Department for an interview.
My name's Chris, by the way. I work with Cobb PD. How did you get home tonight? When you got off work about 7? How did you get home?
Coworker Willie, he's been giving me a ride to and from work.
So Willie took you home?
For the past couple of days, yes. Okay.
And he works with you at the Goodwill?
Yes, sir.
And then you got home, your sister was there. And then what time did Davita get home, you think?
A little bit after 10, because she got off at 9:30. And when I texted her, I asked her to hurry up and come home so I can get some sleep.
Do you have a key to the Danielle's house?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm assuming y'all are going to go through text messages and stuff.
Okay.
Y'all are going to be like, all right, which Jesse is this, which the person, you know.
And that being said, when we do, and yeah, we've got to, you know that.
No, and that's...
So we may be calling on you again to say, man, you got to decipher this, you got to decipher your life for us, man. But that helps us out tremendously. Because honestly, right now, you're the best thing we got to try and figure out what happened.
Whatever I can do. I know, like I said, we hadn't had the greatest relationship, and I would like to talk to her mom, even though I know she's probably 100% convinced I might have something to do with this. I don't know.
Did you talk to anybody else tonight? Danielle, you texted, or she texted you about 9.
Yeah.
Obviously, you talked to Davita and your sister tonight. Is there anybody else you talked to or texted with tonight other than that, those people?
Since I've been home, nah.
And going back to that drama you had when you got shot at, I know you talked with Detective Bradley, and I mentioned it earlier. And I don't know a lot about what happened that night. The car that took a shot at you, do you remember anything about that car?
I told him that, no.
No,
I told him
a truck or a car?
It was a car.
Mm-hmm.
And all I remember, it was being dark, and it had to have been more than likely a 4-door, because I remember the back window being down, and all I remember is an arm coming out.
Right.
You know, and they asked me what kind of gun. I couldn't even tell them the gun, because as soon as I just seen that action, I just automatically just ducked.
Were you stopped or were you moving?
I was moving, but I was moving real slow.
And they passed coming towards you?
Mm-hmm.
And was it the driver that shot at you?
It was somebody in the back seat.
Okay.
Because I'm driving and I'm messing with the radio, and I think I was just about to pull out another cigarette. And, you know, usually you don't stare at other people. I try not to stare, but, you know, if you see something passing you, you know, you glance and then you look back.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I do. And I'm driving, and I seen the lights hit me, and I did like that. And as soon as I saw that movement, I just went like that.
Right.
And I'm not even sure if I hit the brake or matched the gas. I know I made the turn after the shots hit. I made a turn and just stopped whatever and looked back, and I didn't see anything else.
And I know they went by Danielle's house that night.
Mm-hmm.
Made contact with her. Did y'all ever discuss what happened? Tell me about that.
She called me maybe maybe 2 hours after the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if she asked me if I was all right or what happened.
Mm-hmm.
No, she texted me like, "Are you all right?" And I really did assume it was her. I said, "You really gonna talk to me about this right now?" You know. And she was like, "Josh, you really, you know, effing believe that I'm gonna do this to you? Blah, blah, blah. I'm at home. You told me I'm waiting on you to come over," because I told her I was coming over. I told her not to talk to me, whatever, just leave me alone and let the, you know, situation take care of itself, whatever. And I told her I was pissed. She called me, and I think I ignored her call a couple times. And then she, like, pretty much begged, like, please just hear me out. And so I listened to her, whatever, and she was, you know, "Josh, I know we have our arguments, but Josh, I would never want to kill you. Why would I want to take you away from Ava?" Pretty much the same thing I said, you know. I was 100% sure. And, like, the biggest reason why I told Detective Bradley what I thought was her is because 10 minutes before that happened, I texted her I was on my way and I was going to go to my parents' house first, you know.
This happened over near your mom and dad's house.
Mm-hmm. And matter of fact, today when my mom came over, she asked about the window, and I just told her about the window.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said, you know, when we got together, we had our little spat, whatever. Like, she, you know, was like, "Josh," and I was like, "Mom, I just don't want to hear it." Because they told me time and time again, if she's going to call the cops on you, if she's going to hit you, don't go over there, don't go over there. And I told them, look, if I have to go to jail to see my daughter, that's fine. You know, trespassing, that's probably a couple nights in jail. I just want to see my daughter, you know.
Within the span of 10 days, somebody has tried to kill you near your mama's house. And then within 10 days later, Danielle's dead. Is there something a lot more going on here? Are y'all into something?
No.
Are y'all into?
No.
We don't get it, man.
No,
y'all are into something, man. Just tell us.
Honestly, when I was thinking, okay, the drug situation, she doesn't buy from people she doesn't really know, or she doesn't smoke with people she doesn't really, you know. You know, when me and her met, you know, she said she was in love with me, you know, after a couple of dates, whatever, she, you know, blah, blah, blah. I asked if we could, you know, why don't I try smoking with her? And I said, nah, if you want, you can come smoke with my friends, because my friends smoke. You know, but I told her, you know, when my friends smoke, they'll let you know. I go in the house and play with his kids, you know, their kids, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I took her over to a friend's house like 2 or 3 times, whatever. And, you know, she would smoke with my friends, whatever. They'd all have a great time. I'd be in the house, you know, playing with the kids. So when it comes to drugs, she's never really had an issue with that. You know, when I got with her, you know, we would ask each other questions. I was like, have you ever, you know, sold your body? She said no, blah, blah, blah. She's like, but I would like to be a stripper one day, blah, 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 whatever. You know, what happens when you don't have enough money for weed? She's like, Josh, people try me like that. I'm like, what do you do? She was like, I mean, I give them 10 and they say they want more, and it's either take it or leave it. I'm not going to, you know, have sex or give sex for weed, whatever. I'm not that kind of girl. I mean, I've seen her with little baggies of cocaine or whatever. I know there was an incident with me and her before where she's told her mom that, you know, I threw the opener car or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know that was yours. And I know she was on her phone with her mom yelling at me, you know, you did it, and then like 4 hours later, at like 5 a.m, she was, I'm sorry. It's just my mom found something. I don't know if it was like a bag of weed or something, and she had to show her mom like she wasn't doing drugs. I don't know what it was about. I know how she acts when she's drunk, and I know how she acts when she's high.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell her, you know, you're high right now. And she'd be like, no. And then she would like pass out to sleep, whatever. And like months later, she was like, Josh, you know, I just, you know, confess I was high that day, blah, blah.
I know you mentioned she was really into social networking, you know, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Would she ever get on any World Star Hip Hop or whatnot? Did she ever get on Black Planet or Craigslist or Backpage.com?
She had some dating. I'm sorry, I completely forgot.
No, that's why we're asking.
Yeah, she went on some dating. I have no idea what the dating sites were named.
Okay.
But it was like 3 different ones, and she would meet people, but she would never go out and meet them. She would just talk to them over the phone. Like I said, it's a lot of numbers that I remember.
So her cell phone's the key, you think, to this whole,
I believe so.
whole thing. Do you got any marks on you, like bruising, scratches, anything like that?
A lot of them.
Where are all these from?
Work, and they can verify. I have to write a report every time. I didn't write a report on this one though, but
What happened on that?
somebody seen it. I don't know. This was really swollen. All this was really swollen like 2 days ago,
Right.
and everybody at work saw it. So
I gotta ask, man.
Yeah,
that's
no,
why I'm
that's no
asking
problem.
if you can explain the marks. Yeah, absolutely.
How'd you say the scratches go to your arm?
from the wall, one of the walls at the job.
The last time that you and Danielle had sex was when?
Probably Wednesday.
Wednesday. Did you use protection? And man, I hate to ask you. I asked you, man. Did you come? All right, inside of her or outside?
That day, no.
No, what? You did not come?
Not inside her, no.
Okay.
The big thing with our relationship is she enjoyed our sex, and she said, look, have your girlfriend. I don't want to be your side piece, but I don't want to give up the sex until I find something better. I would be okay with that, and then issues would happen, and I would cut that off.
Did you do it?
With her? No.
I gotta ask.
I understand. Like, when they're telling me something's wrong, my first thought was, if it wasn't the pills, then she may have gotten drunk and something happened.
Okay. What do you think? What do you think happened? I know you don't know a lot. I know you don't know a lot. But just from what you do know, what do you think happened, Josh?
There's people that live around her that she talks to. Like, one guy is walking distance. Crap, what is his name? Twan. He lives in like a neighborhood next to her, and he would walk to her house, and if he sees my car, he would turn around and walk away.
His name's Twan?
Yes.
Is it like Antoine? Or just...
She spells it Twon.
Is that in her phone, you think?
Yes, but it's not listed. But if you look through her text messages, she goes, you Twan, or, you know, blah, blah, you ain't Twan. You know that.
So he would walk over, but why would he leave if you were over there?
Because he doesn't want any drunk. I'm a big guy. I scare a lot of her friends. She may have been with somebody for maybe a month or so. He's in love with her. He wants her to stop talking to me or something and maybe move in with him or something, whatever. And I don't know, because of my incident, maybe he wanted to get to me to get to her. That's how I see it.
If you were us, where would you start?
Me. Being honest with
Obviously, yes.
Oh, you talking about after me?
Yes.
I don't know. I'll still be sticking with me. I'm just being honest with you.
Is there any reason that we need to stick with you?
I know we've had our issues. I know that's the biggest thing. If you look at our history, it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it's never been this serious. If you look at the time period, I mean, 2 years, it's always been argue, fight, you know. It's been the same thing. It's never elevated to, you know, anything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Why's your license suspended?
I got a ticket. Never paid it. I was going to pay it with my taxes coming in. Every time I have the money, we're having to use it for something else. When we first got together, this is when me and Vita broke up. And, you know, she told me she wanted to leave the house, and I left. And I technically stayed with my parents, but I was always with Danielle. We worked together, so we would go to work together. We slept at her house together. You know, her mom knew that. Mm-hmm. And because we were together, she was happy. She didn't mind it. So, I mean, for 24 hours a day, we really did see each other constantly, whether it was work, at the house, for the 2 months that we were together. So that's why I know I've never denied Ava being mine, ever.
Did she ever tell you it was somebody else's?
Every time we got into an argument.
So you'll give us consent to go through all your recordings and stuff like that?
Yeah, 100%.
It's in the car. When was the last time you had a drag-out fight with her?
The only fight we've had. That was the only one.
You said it got physical multiple times.
With her, it was only on her part. I've only hit back that one time.
And when was that?
I think before the summer. Other than that, I've never slapped her. I never left any marks on her. She's left marks on me, and the police would look at it, and they'll say, we can take her to jail, but then we would have to take you to jail too for trespassing. Mm-hmm. And so I'll say, all right, I'll just leave. Where's Ava?
With the neighbors.
She's okay.
Mm-hmm. I've told her plenty of times, I really want to whoop your ass sometimes. Right. You know, I've told her that plenty of times. Like, I really want to just choke the crap out of you. But it's never been, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you. I mean, she pulled a knife out. She was just like, get out my house, get out my house. And I was like, you too, and walked out. She said she wanted me dead once. Mm-hmm. And I recorded that on a tape recorder because my screen on my phone had broke. Mm-hmm. And I used a tape recorder because I was recording conversations. It was something else that had nothing to do with this. But I had grabbed my tape recorder to record a conversation we had because she was mad at me for something. She said something about she wished I was dead and we get hit by a car, or I wish you'd fall into the compactor at work. I hate you, blah, blah, blah. But she's never said that she wanted to kill me. When I first met her and she told me about all her abusive relationships, I felt real bad. You know, I was like, look, you know, a man should never hit you type of thing. To the point where after my daughter was born, I told her, I see why dudes beat you up. Like, you know how to piss people off. You say the most cruelest things in the world, you know. When my son was born, she said, oh, I hope you're happy, but just let you know, you better hope I never meet him when he's like 16, because I'm going to have sex with him just to get to you. You know, that's something I would never tell my girlfriend. Like,
mm-hmm. So you think her phone's the key?
Yeah. I've erased her text messages that we would have just so she wouldn't show my girlfriend. If she's talking about sex, you know, I was sneaking, you know, when she would sleep or whatever, I would sneak to her phone and I would erase just my text messages. I haven't done it in a minute, so you'll see all that stuff.
Have you done that recently?
No, I haven't. I was going to like Wednesday or Thursday, I told myself, I really need to erase the text messages because she's been saying stuff about sex and I don't want her to get pissed off at me and run to Walmart again telling my girlfriend that we've been having sex.
Would Vita ever go through your phone? I know she kind of had suspicions, you know, or kind of worried about you going over there. Did she ever go through your phone?
She would never physically go through my phone, but she would always ask, is that Danielle calling you at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning? And I'll be honest, like, yeah. What does she want? What does she want? I was like, I don't know. She just keeps bothering me. I'll admit, I did it wrong.
Does Vita know where she lives?
Yeah. Vita's the last person I'm gonna think. Even when we had our issues, we have a son. Like, that's why I'm not concerned about Vita trying to hurt that girl or having somebody else hurt her, you know. When Vita was pregnant, we argued constantly. And then Vita had a miscarriage. And when she had the miscarriage, she thought she just couldn't have babies. So I'll admit, she went and, this is when Danielle was still working at Goodwill. The Goodwill and Walmart are right next to each other, across the street. Right. She walked over to the Goodwill after her shift and then waited for Danielle. This was right after the miscarriage and she wanted to fight Danielle. Mm-hmm. And I had to jump in the car and rush to the Goodwill to stop it. And she was like, I don't care. I hate this, I hate her, blah, blah, blah. And then when we finally did get pregnant, you know, and it was actually going along good, you know, after like the 3rd month, we sat down and talked about the whole Danielle thing. And she told me, you know, just start being honest, you know, stop trying to hide things, because I used to hide the fact that I gave her money while she was pregnant. She told me to be honest about that, and she just said, you know, as far as my arguments with Danielle, just keep it between me and Danielle and don't bring it home. Mm-hmm. You know, because I was having an attitude with Vita because me and Danielle may have gotten into it. She was like, you know what, just, you know, I'm pregnant now. I want to have a good, healthy baby, that whole thing. You know, just y'all take care of y'all's situation. She's a little upset that she can't still meet my daughter. Vita's been asking to see my daughter for the longest, as well as everybody else in my family. So Vita never threatened to kill her or anything. She said she would really like to fight her.
From what you're telling me, Danielle wasn't the nicest person.
She wasn't, but neither was I.
So other than you, who would it be?
As far as being in love with her and wanting to hurt her, Jeremy had a good history with her. And they were talking about getting back together, but I know he had an issue with me. Jesse was her longest boyfriend, and he's consistently tried to be with her. But she never wanted to be with him because of all the times he used to beat her up and cheat on her, and, you know, she would catch him cheating on her, and he would still beat her up for it.
Jeremy, Jesse, are they white, black?
Black.
They live around here? Are they local?
I know she said Jesse lives in Douglasville, and Jeremy lives, what's the road by her house? Macedonia?
Mm-hmm.
He lives somewhere on the other side of Macedonia. I would think Jeremy would have a reason as to why to do it, because, again, they were the most recent people that were supposed to get back together, her and Jeremy. All she talked about was Jeremy. You know, how she did him so wrong in the past, and she should have never cheated on him, and they should still be together today, and blah, blah, blah.
But she would never give you custody?
Who?
Danielle.
No. That's the only thing that she has to hold over me. She used my daughter a lot. Because 9 months now, I still have yet to be with my daughter without Danielle. My mom hasn't seen her in 3 months, and I keep trying to tell her, be patient, be patient. I'm going to get her. I've talked to lawyers. They said I have a case. Everything's going to be fine. Just be patient, you know. I made a bet with my sister, you know, I was going to have her by Christmas. And I figured as long as the judge would hear my case, he would make something happen. But he wouldn't even let me plead my case because I didn't have a lawyer.
But there's no firearms at your place right now, Vita. No. Y'all never actually purchased. Y'all just went shopping.
Yeah, we just looked at, you know, window shopping. Y'all can search the house.
Does Vita have any idea what's going on?
That's what I'm worried about now. Like I told her at 12, I was like, hey, I'm going to go see Ava real quick. Right. She said, all right.
Yeah, I'm sure she's got a question or two about that.
Hey, what happened?
Hey, Josh.
I told you I got the warrant, right?
Yes.
And what the warrant will cover is your DNA. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do some cotton swabs in your mouth. It doesn't hurt. We're just going to take these cotton swabs and just swab one side, swab the other side.
After collecting his clothing, DNA, and cell phone, Joshua was allowed to leave. Investigators then spoke with Danielle's family and friends. Gloria said that after separating from her husband, she moved from New York to Powder Springs with her daughter and son. By 2013, it was just her and Danielle living in the house. Danielle signed up for college and was working at Goodwill. She met Joshua Gibson at Goodwill, and the two had an immediate connection. Shortly thereafter, Danielle got pregnant, and she was excited to become a mother. She said that when she first met Joshua, he was pleasant. She later discovered his controlling nature. She told Danielle that she should move on. As Joshua continued to come over to the house, Gloria trespassed him from property. Back at the station, detectives reviewed a multitude of police reports involving Joshua, Davida, and Danielle. Danielle claimed that Joshua had assaulted her on multiple occasions. She also reported that Davida attempted to run her over in the Goodwill parking lot. Joshua had made abuse claims against Danielle, and Davida said Danielle was harassing her. On the day following the shooting, the crime lab notified detectives that the bullet from the wall behind the kitchen cabinet matched the bullet found in Joshua's car. The same weapon, a .38 Special or .357 Magnum revolver, fired both shots. The medical examiner performed an autopsy and determined that Danielle died from a single gunshot wound to the head. 20 days after the murder, detectives brought Joshua in for another interview.
Before we ask any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions. Have him with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any question if you wish. If you decide to answer any questions now without a lawyer present, you'll still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. You understand your rights? Mm-hmm. Same as the initial each one. If you wish to talk, then sign up. Have you heard any talk on the streets? Have you...
As far as the Jeremy guy, I'm not sure if y'all contacted him or not. But
I spoke with Jeremy.
I was just told that he was trying to avoid being spoken to.
It's because he's wanted.
Yeah.
As for right now, I'm still checking, verifying his alibi and all that stuff. So, I mean, everybody's still a person of interest. I'm not gonna lie to you, you're still a person of interest too.
And someone said that y'all were looking at Terrence, and again, I never liked him, but they were real good friends. I think Danielle may have been pregnant.
Okay. Well, we'll get those test results back from them.
Okay. That might determine what may have happened.
Okay.
Because we never wanted to have a baby together.
Right.
She wanted the baby.
Mm-hmm.
After she realized I didn't want to be with her and I stuck by that, I'm not going to be with you, she was talking about an abortion. And I told her, no, you're not going to have an abortion. We messed up. You got what you wanted. Just you didn't get the whole result.
You talking about this, your baby now?
Mm-hmm.
This is what you were talking about before about having an abortion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, so we had the baby. And so she kept always saying, and, her cousins and everybody can verify, she's always wanted to be a wife of someone.
Right.
She wanted that lifestyle. And she kept talking about, being pregnant. I told her, don't do it to me again because we're going to be in the same boat. She had pregnancy tests all the time. I don't know if her room was searched, but every time I was there, she was always taking pregnancy tests maybe twice a week.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, did you use condom when you had sex with her?
No.
What did she say that she was using for birth control?
We weren't using birth control.
Okay.
But I wasn't, ejaculating inside of her.
Okay.
She would ask if I'm having sex. I'll tell her yes or no. I would ask her. Of course, she would say no. But I find out that she's messing with Jeremy and other guys that she was dating.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they were doing, using protection or not, or what she was trying to do. I mean, she's already tried. She got pregnant by me purposely. I don't see her not doing that again to someone else that she's trying to be with.
Right. Well, who else did you hear that she was messing around with?
Jeremy admitted that he slept with her the Friday before she passed away.
How'd you hear that?
Through a friend of mine. And I messed with her that Thursday before she passed. He messed with her. He said the last time he messed with her was that Friday, the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday, the incident happened.
Right. Did you hear of a guy named Earl?
Yes. She just said that she was, she said she was supposed to go on a date with him, but...
When?
The Friday before she passed. The day that she was with, Jeremy. She said she knew him from high school and they never did anything, but she said that she got in contact with him and they were supposed to go out Friday or Saturday. She said he was a really good guy. He just got caught up in the wrong things with the wrong friends or something like that and ended up going to jail for something. Everybody she's messed with, except for me, has been to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, I know. This is very tough for y'all, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at all the phone records. I mean, that was the day that really stuck out of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
She was blowing up your phone.
Yeah, it's a constant thing. Like, I would be shooting pool with my friends. It would hit maybe 12 midnight, and she would call within an hour 200 times.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to keep text messages from court where she would text me 700 times in one day, the same message over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
That was our relationship. There's been maybe once or twice before she was pregnant when her cousin and her smoked weed out back, but that was 2 years ago. But recently, she never kept the back door open or unlocked. She always told me she was afraid of being home by herself. Even before I got shot at, she always said that the reason why she liked me always being over there is because she liked to have somebody over there. Mm-hmm. She was always afraid of situations like this. She hated the fact that her mom worked overnight. And that's why she always wanted company. But the company was always from dudes,
I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me.
What's that?
That both of these bullets, well, you're lucky that you didn't get hit if you were in the car.
I was.
That they were at such close range and
didn't go through but just one pane of glass, and also went through one door and not outside the other one?
I don't know. I don't know if y'all need to check the metal. It's an older car, so if y'all need to check the metal in the door and see if something's able to stop that bullet or whatever, I mean, feel free. But I'm not sure what I'm being accused of right now.
I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense to me that the bullets aren't going to go through the car. It just stops short like that. It would make more sense if somebody was further away from you and the bullet didn't have that much power behind it, because it's starting to lose power. But right next, I mean, it was pretty much from right here to right here. I mean, that's how far away you are. Now you're saying that you didn't tell your sister there was an accident, but she swears up and down that you told her it was an accident.
No, I never told her it was an accident.
She swears up and down that you told her that it was an accident.
I didn't tell her that.
It doesn't make any sense. Your story doesn't make any sense.
I don't know what you want me to say.
I want you to tell me something else, because it doesn't make any sense.
That's the truth. I'm telling you what it is, what happened.
Nobody around there heard any gunshots.
I didn't hear it either.
Which doesn't make any sense either.
All I know is I seen gun and I ducked down and I closed my eyes and said, I love my kids.
Which is at 10:30 at night.
Mm-hmm.
There's no lights on that street. But you happen to see a dark hand with a dark gun come out the window. When I'm driving and then I see my lights sitting there and I just see something like that come out. That's why when they asked me was it a revolver or the automatic or whatever, I said, I don't know. I just seen something go like that. That's what I saw. And as soon as I saw it, I just ducked down and closed my eyes. Because if I was trying to kill you and I'm coming towards you, right, I'd be shooting, I'd be unloading. I mean, what kind of criminal doesn't try to unload when they're doing a drive-by? I don't know. I mean, you would think that your front windshield would be hit. That doesn't make any sense. Two vehicles coming this way, and your front windshield doesn't get hit, and the bullets barely pass through the vehicle. I don't know what to tell you. Tell me the truth of where this happened at. I'm telling you the truth. Why didn't you haul ass out of there? I certainly, if somebody just shot at me, I don't know. I wouldn't stop right there. I don't know. I reacted the way I reacted. You know, I don't wake up and plan on how I'm going to deal with getting robbed or getting shot at or somebody wanting to fight me. It's just... Well, I mean, I don't plan in, these scenarios. Well, maybe some scenarios do because I'm like that. But still, if somebody just shot at me and my window's busted out, I certainly wouldn't stop. What if they turned around? I don't know. That's why your story don't make any sense. Well, I apologize for it, but all I can tell you is what I can remember and how I felt, sort of. Who pissed you off and was shooting at you? I don't know. That's what I was trying to figure out. I told them, I said to the 911 operator, I think my baby mom's just trying to kill me. Because I don't beef with anybody. It's nothing I can tell you. I feel like I'm being accused of something I don't even know what I'm being accused of, but like, why would I lie and somebody try to kill me? Like, that makes no sense to me. Just your story doesn't make any sense. I mean, I went out there and reacted to the scene. Mm-hmm. Couldn't see. Mm-hmm. Couldn't see anything. Because I wanted to believe you. Fine. But it doesn't make any sense. What makes sense to me is you're taking her car to go see baby mama number one. She's trying to stop you. I've taken her car plenty of times. Matter of fact, Danielle told me I needed to start taking her car because her neighbor in front of her house knows what my car looks like and would always call Danielle's mom and say, he's back over there. And Danielle's mom would say, I want him out, blah, blah, blah. And Danielle kept telling me, you need to take your red truck, you need to take your red truck. And Vita said, fine. Maybe some days, if she was in a good mood, she might be okay with it or let you take the truck over there. But there's no way that this girl believes, and believe me, she doesn't believe you all the time, that you're not screwing her. And you were. That she's not pissed off about it. We have a son together, and she would leave before trying to jeopardize her family. We never had physical problems like that. Really? That's not what your mom says. My mom doesn't know about our relationship. Yeah. When Danielle's baby was born, you stayed out all night at the hospital, mm-hmm. and then you came back, and the Vita was so pissed that she slapped you. No, she didn't. That's what your mom says.
She never touched, not at my parents' house, because number one, if me and Vita argue at my parents' house, my dad tells us we need to go home.
Why would your mom lie?
I don't know. And you can accuse me of lying, but you're asking me to tell you the truth. I'm telling you. I don't know if this is your way of trying to find the missing link or something.
This is what your mother told me. Because, I spoke to your mom, I spoke to your dad, I spoke to your sister, I spoke to DeVita. I'm telling you, this is what your mother said. I asked your mother, I said, did you ever see any physical violence in between them? She said, yes. When you stayed out all night at the hospital. Personally, I was on your side that time. You're having your baby. Of course you're going to stay out. But she was pissed. Your mom was pissed. And then she heard a slap. She came in and asked DeVita if she hit you. And DeVita said yes.
DeVita never hit me no. She was upset with the fact that she was having a miscarriage. So everything pissed her off. Her seeing kids with their parents on the streets or going shopping, seeing kids with their parents. The fact that I'm still seeing Danielle and the baby, whatever. Yes, that stuff pissed her off because she was having a miscarriage. But as soon as we passed, the first miscarriage didn't last more than 8 weeks. As soon as we made it to like 10 or 12 weeks, we hadn't argued since.
So you're saying that 10 to 12 weeks after the miscarriage, you've never had an argument with DeVita?
Nothing big, no. Nothing. I can pretty much say that, yes.
That's not true because it was only a couple months or a month or so prior when she had to look up Danielle's address because you weren't answering the phone. And she had to do the drive-by to see if you were there, and you were there.
And we didn't argue.
Yeah, you did. She even told me. She said that she came home. I said, what'd you say to him when you came home? She said that she was pissed. And you said, I left my phone in the car. You tell me you didn't get into a big argument over that, because if somebody had said that, if my partner or boyfriend had said that to me, I'd be like, right, you left your phone in the car, the charger died, or
okay, and there's been plenty of times.
That is bull. The only reason why I blow up somebody's phone is because I was pissed at them.
No, Vita's, matter of fact, I just blew her phone up the other day because she's supposed to be home at a certain time. And she said, oh, sorry, I was shopping. All right.
It's different because she's not out screwing around.
I don't know that.
Yeah, oh, really? So, do you think she's screwing around on you?
No.
You just said you don't know that.
I mean, I don't feel like she is, but, she could be.
Well, which one is it? Either you do or you don't.
It's whatever. I'm not worrying about that right now. That's something that's not in my focus. I told her, you do what you want to do, fine. That just means I don't have to be here. I'm not going to argue about it. I've been through that before. I've had my heart broken before.
Really? Somebody's going to cheat on you and you're not going to care about it?
I'll just leave, yes. I'm not going to argue about it. I've had my heart broken before.
Well, you might just leave, but I'm just saying you're not going to care about it. You're not going to be pissed about it.
No.
You've had a relationship and a baby with this girl, but you're not going to care.
I could walk in right now and somebody's banging her back out and I'll be like, okay, I'll just leave. Because I've learned the reason why people get in trouble right now is so many men in jail right now because a woman has pissed them off.
Okay, you may be a calm guy and you seem like a calm guy, but that is, no one on this earth is going to come home and see their woman getting banged and just be like, okay. No one. I don't even think Jesus would take that okay.
I don't believe in Jesus, so.
You're not going to care one little bit.
No. No.
That is a straight up lie.
No, it's not. I've learned that, okay, it's going to happen. You can't control these things. I've been through a 4-year relationship prior to her where I was pissed because I found a text message. And my uncle had to sit there and tell me, you're going to be a man now because every man has to get their heart broken once. You're
telling me that you're not human and you don't have any feelings, because that would be an absolute... Well, if you had feelings, then you would be pissed.
But my feelings right now are with my son and my daughter. Mm-hmm. I'm not worrying about my woman. I can't just get another son and daughter. That person is who they are. But as far as a woman, I can go to Walmart and find another woman.
Well, it sounds to me like you don't give a f*** about DeVita.
I love her.
No, you don't. Because if you loved her, you'd be pissed that she's somebody else.
No.
But you cared if Danielle did it.
No, I just didn't want nobody around my daughter.
That's not what everybody else told me.
I know.
So she never made you jealous?
At the beginning, yes.
So how is it that Danielle can make you jealous, but you don't give a about DeVita?
Don't know.
So you had a lot more passion for Danielle.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
That day I was worried, okay, she's not responding. Usually 12 o'clock midnight, she's not asleep. She usually goes to sleep about 2 or 3. So I figured she was up. So with her not responding, I'm thinking, okay, I knew she was already smoking weed again. And if she's smoking weed, she's possibly doing coke again. So it's either the coke or the booze. And that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, but she never had a problem taking care of Ava by herself before?
She has.
When?
There's been 3 or 4 times where she's dropped Ava. Or Ava would fall off the couch and I would rush over there.
Not to anybody's knowledge or anybody's statements that she loved that child, wouldn't do anything to that child. Wouldn't do anything to put that child in harm's way.
According to them, yeah.
Do you think otherwise?
Yeah.
Why?
She's made a statement to me before saying, Josh, you better hope you don't get custody because I'm not going to live without Ava. And, she's already threatened twice about suicide. One, being pregnant. So, and then, of course, her family doesn't know a lot of things about her that I know.
Like, what else?
Just like I constantly, when me and Danielle were together and I realized why she was so sexual and why she was the way she was, I tried to explain to her mother and sit down with her mother and tell her, Danielle was at an early age. You need to talk to your daughter. Oh, she was never touched. I never let anybody around. I'm like, look, she told me that when she was 13, the dude, whoever lived across the street at that time, who was, I think she's told me like 21, 22, used to mess with her. And I told her, you need to get her help. She kept viewing it as she was, so maybe she could have been physically raped. And she just wasn't too embarrassed to tell me that. But according to what she was telling me, she just told me that the guy that she was, always admiring, he was, like 10 years older or whatever, he would always make her do things with him. And I told her mother that about 3 or 4 times. She never, said anything about that. She never asked Danielle about it or anything.
You're calling her, you're texting her, you're on your way over, or somebody there. You're very, very worried. This is in your own words. When you get there, you're knocking on the side of the house to get her attention. You hear your baby crying. You're already frantic. But all you do is just stand there.
I called 911 and told them I was worried. There was only one other time where she left.
But if you were worried to call police, even from your house, why wouldn't you think, well, let me just go in and check myself, because if I call the police, I'm going to get arrested.
Because how am I going to get in if the door's locked?
Go check. You're so worried you only look through one window?
Yeah. I'm not thinking, okay, she's dead. I'm thinking, okay, what the hell's going on? Did she go down the street again and just leave Ava here thinking Ava's asleep? I'm not trying to cause a scene. I've caused a scene 3 other times and cops keep telling me I'm going to get arrested for it.
If you weren't trying to cause a scene, then you wouldn't have went over there.
That's how we were.
You think she's crazy, could do anything, but you just look through one window and you spark up a cigarette.
Okay, had I broke the window, went in there, and then I guess she been in the shower or in her mother's room asleep. I don't know. Okay.
She wouldn't have been in the shower for as long as it took you to start when you started calling her and texting her.
I don't know.
You're leaving out stuff because none of your stories make sense.
There's nothing I'm leaving out. I'm not leaving anything out.
Your actions don't make sense.
I'm sorry. I know I'm not like everybody else. I'm me.
So what do you think DeVito would do if she found you screwing Danielle?
Leave me.
She'd be pissed.
Yeah.
She'd be hurt.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
The opposite of what you would be.
Yeah.
So who picked you up?
Vita.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Picked me up. Asked why I couldn't get my car. Asked me what was going on. Said she been calling me all night. Asked if everything was okay. Did Danielle press charges on me? Whatever. And we briefly talked about it.
What'd you say?
I told her what happened.
And what'd you say?
I told her, I don't know what's going on with Danielle, but Taylor said that she's dead. I don't know if she's overdosed or if something happened. I don't know if it's involved with what's happened with us before. We didn't really talk about too much that day. It's just, okay, come home. Are you going to work today?
You know who killed Danielle?
I feel like I know.
Who?
I think it was Jeremy.
It wasn't Jeremy.
That's the only person I could think of.
Jeremy.
Okay. Because she told me for the longest Jesse's locked
in jail.
Up. Yeah.
One Jesse.
So.
And one Jeremy.
So that's the only two people I can think of. I don't know who this Earl is. I know she said something about them having a relationship before or something, but now that you bring him up, I don't know. I gotta find out who Earl is.
You know you have a terrible relationship.
Yeah. That's what we are. I mean, that's how it is. Some are alcoholics, some are abusive, some, I don't know, whatever. That's just how we are. Right?
You should be more communicative.
And we're working on that. We've been working on that. We're trying to start back over on a lot of things.
I mean, you cared more about who was screwing you, Danielle, than you did DeVita. So let me ask you again, did you go over there and did you kill Danielle?
No. Honestly, people would ask me, are you happy that she's dead? And I'm not. This is not the way I want to get my daughter. Yes, I want her to feel a lot of pain if I had my daughter, but this isn't what's going to make me happy. Especially when I end up raising Ava and then I have to explain, when she asks, can you tell me about my mom? I'm not sure what positive things I'm going to be able to say. So the only thing I can say is we love comedy. She liked to laugh, blah, blah, blah.
So you hated her?
I don't know. She pissed me off, yes, a lot. But my goal is to get my daughter and fine. Everything that you do to me, everything that you've done to me, I'm going to give you some of that back to show you how it feels.
I mean, you have the motive.
I understand that.
Right. You understand that you wanted that kid.
Sure.
You don't like her.
Sure.
You have a violent past with her.
I guess.
Yes, I mean, you did. Did you kill her?
No. I'm telling you I didn't.
Do you know who killed her?
I feel like Jeremy has something to do with it.
Jeremy didn't have anything to do with it.
All right, then I don't know. Who was Earl?
Did DeVita kill her?
Hell no.
You have the motive. You had the opportunity.
Fine. Here and there, when I'm in the shower or something, I think about Danielle. I still worry about, what happened. I asked the detectives when y'all were taking my clothes, okay, y'all taking my clothes and take pictures of what happened. And y'all didn't say anything. So I'm still trying to figure out, okay, was it fast? Was it slow? Did she get beat up? Was she still, did anybody touch my daughter? Was my daughter hit or whatever, or slapped or anything, just out of anger or whatever? I think about, certain things as far as Danielle is, taking her to the movies, things like that, and, when we were okay. I mean, I can't really say I miss her 100%, but I heard my daughter still crying or whatever, but then they're running in and yelling, Powder Springs Police, and...
Why would you go in?
Because my daughter's in there. I'll die for my daughter. Okay,
but you wouldn't die for your daughter or go in there before they got there?
I don't know the situation. I don't know,
I gotta go in there. The police are here. I gotta go in there. It's so important that I get in there, and the police are already in there checking everything out, but you didn't go in before.
I don't know. What do you want to say?
Why don't you tell me what happened? Did you go over there and she done pissed you off for the last time?
No. I did not hurt that girl. I'm telling you. Is there anything else? Because I'm ready to go.
Did you kill her?
No, ma'am, I did not. I miss Danielle. I do. I used to lie a lot as a kid.
Everybody lies.
But I did a lot of it. About everything. And my parents never believed me to this day. That's why my mom, when she questions me about anything, she'd be like, are you sure? And I'd be like, yes. I've been trying to, or I can't even say been trying because I'm 24 years old now. Since high school, I've been telling the truth about everything all the time, trying to keep that way. I understand with Vita, that's, I've been doing a lot of lying, but as far as to my parents, to law enforcement, I've been trying to stay truthful about everything, no matter even how it makes me look.
You ready?
After a series of interviews, Joshua was sticking to his story, and with no new leads, the case went cold. In 2014, the Cobb County District Attorney's Office started a cold case investigation unit. Another investigator, was assigned to the case. He discovered a subject by the name of Jesse Chapman, who was a friend of Joshua and Davidita. Jesse Chapman is not the same Jesse discussed in Joshua's interview as a potential love interest of Danielle. Chapman had been using a cell phone detectives mistakenly believed belonged to another person. Phone record from Jesse's number placed him at the homicide location around the time of Danielle's death. On March 11, 2014, investigators made an unannounced visit to Jesse at his place of employment. After multiple denials by Jesse of any involvement in Danielle's death, investigators showed him the cell tower data, proving he was in the area when the shooting occurred. Faced with the evidence, Jesse cooperated. He said Joshua had contacted him that night, stating that Danielle was interested in having a threesome. He picked up Joshua around midnight and drove him to Danielle's place. After being let in by Danielle, Joshua propositioned her about the threesome. Danielle said she was not interested. Jesse then sat in the living room with the child while Joshua was in another room trying to talk Danielle into having the threesome. After a few minutes, he and Joshua left with Danielle, locking the door behind them. Jesse said that when they reached his vehicle, Joshua told him he was going back inside for a minute. He saw Joshua knock on Danielle's front door. He was inside the house for around 2 minutes. While Joshua was inside, Jesse said he had his car radio cranked. Joshua then got back in the car, and Jesse dropped him off at his house before heading home. With this information gathered, 2 days later, District Attorney investigators interviewed Vita Lakes.
Are you still living with Josh? Are y'all still together? Okay, and then you're expecting, anytime we're working on these investigations, you know, there's always new technology and things like that. And so we've been working on a lot of phone records. What do you remember about that night?
I don't remember much of anything.
Okay.
I was here. I was home. I don't remember.
When does Josh work? Does he work during the day?
Yes.
Okay. How late are you usually here?
It varies. I'm here. I can be here to 10, 11, 12.
On this particular night, do you remember how late you were working?
I don't.
From my understanding, you guys were together. Y'all broke up for a little bit, and that's when he got with her. Mm-hmm. She got pregnant, and then y'all got back together. So, but he would still go see her, mm-hmm. or go see the baby. When would he do that, and what did you know about that?
He would go in the afternoons, like at night, because like her mom didn't want her to, like him to be there or whatever. And he would say, I'm going to go see Ava. I'd be like, okay.
Do you know what time he would usually do that at night?
It would be usually after 9.
After 9. Okay. When he would call, or when he would go see her, would he typically let her know, how would he let her know he was coming over there? His phone, your phone, whose phone would he typically use? Did he use your phone?
Sometimes he'll use mine, sometimes he'll use his, because his phone is prepaid and mine is not.
Okay. He used your phone to call Jesse to come and pick him up.
Okay.
And take him over to Danielle's house. Okay. We know that. We interviewed Jesse. I didn't interview him, but a coworker interviewed Jesse a couple days ago. Because when we start working on phone records, we can start seeing stuff, and we start looking for just things, just different things. And when numbers pop up that we can't identify, we go and we say, oh, whose number is this? And lo and behold, it's a guy named Jesse Chapman. Well, who is he? And we do stuff on it.
In September 2015, the DA's office charged Joshua with murder with the use of a gun, possession of a firearm during a crime, and 2 counts of aggravated assault with a gun. Police apprehended him the following day and transported him to the station, trying to ask him further questions, but he didn't want to answer.
Hi, Josh. We've been informed Lieutenant Cadwell, Powder Springs Police, is Investigator Nick O'Connor from the DA's office. All right. I'd like to talk to you and ask you some questions, clear some stuff up. Is that all right with you?
No.
You don't want to talk?
No.
Okay.
He remained in jail while awaiting trial. The DA did not charge anyone else in connection with this incident. As they built their case for trial, the district attorney's office went through Danielle's journal entries, which detailed a history of domestic violence. In January of 2018, Joshua's trial began. The jury convicted him on all counts. The judge sentenced him to life without parole. Investigators were overjoyed that justice had been served for Danielle and her family. After a while, investigators went to prison to see if he can say the reason why he killed her. He coldly admitted to being the killer. He explained how he did it, and that he wore a shoe size too big to confuse police if they looked at him. He entered Danielle's house, pulled out the .38 revolver, and attempted to shoot her twice with only 3 rounds loaded into the gun. It took 3 trigger pulls for a round to cycle into the chamber. When the first shot went off, he wasn't aiming. The shot startled Danielle, so he pistol whipped her with the gun twice. She remained standing, and after the second pistol whip, he put the gun to her head and fired. Joshua said that he knew from a moment Danielle said she was pregnant that he would have to kill her. He admitted that the shooting of his vehicle was an attempt to set up Danielle and that he was a shooter. Daniela's mom said that the world lost an opportunity to meet a fabulous woman. Danielle was attending college to achieve her goal of becoming a nurse. She said that Danielle was her love and that she thinks of her every day. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel as we bring to you more videos like this.